commercial interruptions. My whole rap career, the mainstream been buzzing like who is this kid blue? Mixed Jewish and Hebrew and gibberish street news and call it the straight blues. Instead of helping hands to expand the plan to save man from ending up in an insane band, they cage men that wanna speak the truth to save men from being robots for shoes, jewels, and money, but not real wealth, health, or longevity. Just no justice, plus a neglected city. I knelt by my bedside with my head high and said, God, why don't the rich reach out to the west side? We so close. All we need is one dose, and we can resurrect the whole West Coast before bedtime in the city of dreams. All you get to do is dream. All you wanna do is scream with your face to the machine, saying,
me channeling all my energy, nigga, we call this energy, waking up all the world, lyrics are penitentiary, bars, that's what they calling it, yo, I think we freeing them, opposites they connected, relationships I see in them, believe again, we in them, type of waters that my people done drowned and learn to breathe again, walk and learn to see again, love and learn to be again, knowledge beyond the word, silhouette dancing in the sun, see of a dream deferred, knowledge it reigns supreme again, knowledge it reigns superb, passing it coast to coast and then passing it to the earth. The ways that we rise are night skies like it's British royalty. We rhyme, we James rhyme through rhymes, explain crimes that mark the last times and crack the sunshine to wake you this time.
Actually, I wanna be rich as hell, so rich if anybody needs help, I can help. I could struggle all by myself, but I need you to share love, like a California bear hug. Stop being so tight and be more lovable. I guarantee more opportunities open up for you. I wanna be the richest MC and non-sociable, but how is that possible? The game is all politics. I politic with partners plotting to get rich without running out a house or popping a biscuit, but shit's thick and life is short as hell. I wanna sip on the roof with models too, but get real, niggas gotta get in shape. How can I when I'm getting paid? Probably when I'm getting laid. Never mind, that line was lame, but dang, imagine if the mansion in the yacht was for everybody. Nobody would hear anybody saying,
And that track goes out to you, all of you out there faithfully tuning in each week to the Block is Hot podcast. And I am your boy, Famous Amos, a.k.a. an Unidentified Black Male, a.k.a. Soul Brother Number 3, a.k.a. your mother's last mistake, a.k.a. Pinky, a.k.a. he went that way, a.k.a. Billy Bordeaux. And we've had a pretty interesting week. Again, still figuring out this recording schedule. I think we're going to just go back to the normal Tuesday routine. Get this out on Wednesdays. Enjoy this in the middle of the week. But it's been some shit going on. Nothing too crazy. Still tripping on this Jeffrey Epstein case that's, kind of being swept under the rug, so to say. It's not really trending that much in the mainstream space. But we do have some other crazy things that are going on. Got some shit happening in the rainforest. Motherfuckers tripping over some Popeyes chicken sandwiches. And those are just two things that I have on the docket agenda list today. Before we get into it, I just want to go ahead and remind you that this is probably the last... No, wait. We got one more week. Catch up on the book of the month. I just finished the book, Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files, Stormfront, first book. Great book. We're going to discuss that next week and tie it into the reality and the lore around us. And by that, which is also going to tie into another story that I have, are some of the things that we've heard about growing up. Maybe if you've ever been read or you yourself have read Grimm's fairy tales, but the Brothers Grimm, you know, that's where you have a lot of these fairy tales that Disney has basically fluffed up and made things that were once feared and dreaded, household names and things that you should be admiring or kind of wishing that you had, you know, like for one, the unicorn. Whoever said the unicorn's a friendly, fun animal? For all you know, it's probably some crazy battle horse that rams its big unicorn through the hearts of men or any beast that challenges it. You know, that's just what I'm saying. So yeah, that's the Dresden Files. You know, check that one out if you guys are into the fantasy or sci-fi kind of stuff. If you want a light read, if you just want something to kind of, you know, good page turner, something to relax into and kind of get involved into a story in a universe, the Dresden Files is right down your alley. Got a lot of books in the actual story, still ongoing, waiting for the next book to drop. But if you're not, I would also check out the book The Alchemist. That one's more of it is fiction as well, but it's more of a book of growth. I don't want to call it a self-help book because it's not self-help, but the stories are very inspirational. You know, if you feel like you're kind of down in the dumps and you need a little bit of guidance, I would highly recommend that. If you feel like you're stuck in your area and you feel like you need to get out, but you have something that's tying you down like a family business, you know, definitely read it, you know. Definitely check that book out. That's The Alchemist. So next week, we are going to be having another guest back on. You guys seem to really like him as far as the numbers and the amount of views and likes that we got. L7, a local artist from LA, also stays down in the Pomona area. He's going to be coming by. He's releasing some new music, a new project. And we're going to be talking about some of the things going on right now with anime. But not too long with the anime, but just, you know, things going on in that kind of space of anime, comic books, things of that nature, video games that are going to be dropping, video game, you know, delays, and just all that good stuff. There's been a lot of good music that's been coming out as far as, I guess you could say, soulful music, jazz, more on the instrumental side, not hip-hop, not R&B, and not pop. And he has a really good input on it, especially since he's a producer himself, so that's going to be fun. I'm linking up with some other people to try to get some other side ventures going on with the podcast. See if we can do more outreach. Maybe do this thing live. Try to get crowd interaction. We don't know. We're going to see. So yeah, tune in for that next week. My boy L7 is going to be coming on. Unless something happens, then it's just, yeah, your old boy Fame, a.k.a. Mr. Unidentified. And also, I know I say Mr. Unidentified, but we are going to be getting the camera back up and running. Take a look at this mug. So yeah. Just so you guys know, that song that was playing, again, was... It was called Share the Love, and that was by Blue from his recent album Groundwater with Damu the Fudge Monk. Check that album out. 8 songs, 33 minutes. You guys can digest it. I know you can. That's some shit that I'll be checking out right now. Some other music I happen to stumble upon is album called Neo. Or no, it's called Saturn by an artist called Neo. That's just pretty cracking. Nice little song. Might play that as an end of the joint, end of the podcast song. And with that said, let's just get into the shits. First things first, and this is something that I wanted to get off my chest, and maybe you disagree with me on this. Maybe or maybe you feel the same way, and you're just like, you know what, Fame? God damn it. A Popeye's chicken sandwich ain't nothing to be hyped about, okay? There, I said it. Now, I love Chick-fil-A. I enjoy Popeyes. Now, fast food is something that just doesn't get my dick hard, okay? That's just plain and simple. You're not going to get Fame's dick hard by saying, hey, have you heard of the new fast food chicken sandwich option that they're giving out? No, that's just not going to do it for me, Now, I get it. People have probably wanted this for a while. KFC's had a chicken sandwich. Chick-fil-A is the go-to for a chicken sandwich. And just their customer service is by far the best customer service anywhere. I mean, I can't think of a place that has that great a customer service. I think every business owner should just steal the Chick-fil-A training manual and just train in Chick-fil-A's fashion. If you hold the Chick-fil-A standards, no one will hate you. Like how can I find it hard to be mad when I'm at Chick-fil-A. If I'm having a bad day, I'll just go ahead and walk into Chick-fil-A. Just say hi. How you guys doing today? Oh, I'm doing good, sir. How about yourself? I'm having a bad one. Oh, it'd be my pleasure to go ahead and talk to you for a minute. Take a seat at the booth. Chick-fil-A is my personal therapist. It's like, would you like a milkshake? I can go ahead and ring you up right now and just bring it back to you. We can go and talk some more. I'm like, you know what, friend? I'd enjoy that. Go ahead and ring me up some of them chicken strips too, and some dip. Don't want the extra carbs. But back to the subject, though. I don't understand why people are losing their shit over the chicken. It's a fast food chicken sandwich. It's nothing crazy. Now, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it on this show or discussed it in length, but hands down, the best fucking chicken sandwich that you can get, especially if you're in Southern fucking California, Los Angeles County, is motherfucking Howlin' Ray's fried chicken. Okay, they are not paying me to say this. I am saying this for free. And I will scream it until I have no more. I will scream it till I die or until something else is better. Howlin' Ray's, hands down, best fucking chicken sandwich you can get, the Sando. You want an inside treat? Go ahead and go in there and get Louis style. I ain't gonna tell you any more than that. If you know, you know. Go on over to Howlin' Ray's, get a Louis style. Let them know that High Tunes sent you. They'll know what's up. And people are tripping that, oh, churches sold out of chicken. People are tripping this, that, and the third. My boys over at Howlin' Ray's have on the regular an hour plus wait in line. The longest I've waited is 3 hours. Smashed an 18 pack in line. Puffed a doinker in the parking lot. I had to have someone hold the spot really quick while the boys go puff a doinker. Let the spot holder go. Smoke a bowl. You don't get the full doinker, That's how serious it is. It's so long and so respected. The motherfucking cops didn't even cut the line. We were drinking in line. I looked back, saw, maybe 10, 12 people deep. Saw 2 fucking blues just kicking in line. And I was just like, shit. They get a call and try to come back. They lost their spot. And we don't play that shit in Howlin' Ray's line. And you know, there's people there, they'll be like, I don't get it. Or some people will show up because like they heard about it and they'll be like, oh, I thought we were just gonna swing by and get some chicken really quick. Nah, fam. When you go to Howlin' Ray's Chicken for a chicken sandwich, you gotta make an event out of it. You almost gotta make a full day out of it. It's like back in the day, because we've been going there since they opened. Before they used to be a little, you know, chicken truck, roach coach. Got a brick and mortar now in Chinatown. And I will tell you, we used to go with it because they used to open up like around, I think it was open at 10 or 11. No, they used to open at 10 and close at 4. And we would be there an hour early and there would still be a line forming because people knew. The closest we got, I think we were like the 5th person in line. That's like when we got there early. And again, planned the whole day for it. Knew we were going to be chilling there. Had some morning burgers. You know, waiting in line, have a few beers, have a tall can or two, catch a nice little buzz, catch a fat meal. Whew. And if you're lucky, go ahead and go to Howlin' Ray's and then go catch a Dodger game after? What? You ain't ready for that, man. You ain't ready for a little bit of Howlin' Ray's in a fucking baseball game? Smashing a couple tall boys? And it's right next to Union Station, so you know you ain't even gotta drink and drive. You can go ahead and walk your ass over there and walk your ass back to Union Station. Take the bus up to the Dodger game. By the time you get back, you sobered up. Take the train back on down to P-Town. Got yourself a full ass day. Day filled with fire food and good drink with good people. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure wherever you are, all the blockheads around there, because you know we nationwide and worldwide, you have yourself your Howlin' Ray's. And I want to know what your Howlin' Ray's is. So if I ever travel to that city, I can be like, yo, we got to go to the chicken joint. Like I'm already knowing there's a spot in Chicago I need to hit up called Honey Fried Chicken or Honey Butter Chicken. Gotta hit up Honey Butter Chicken. My boys went there, last year, and we're talking about, shit, missed that spot on the trip to Chicago. Gotta go to Chicago, get some honey butter chicken. And that's why when I hear people losing their fucking shit over some goddamn Popeyes chicken, like, get the fuck out of here. You know what? I just realized I might have been calling it Church's Chicken the whole fucking time. I know there's someone out there like, it's a fucking Church's Chicken. Why does he keep saying fucking Popeye's chicken? Why does he keep saying Church's? You know what it is? I think Church's is just more fun to say. Like, I mean, Popeyes is cool, but when I think of Popeye, I think of a buff-ass white dude with crazy-ass forearms that eats a lot of spinach. I don't think of chicken. When I think of Church's, though, I think of Church's Chicken. But then, if anything, when I think of Popeyes, I also think of Little Nicky. You know, Popeye's chicken was the shiznit. I don't know. I just don't get it. You're not going to have me waiting in line over some fast food shit. Like, I remember when the whole Szechuan sauce phase came back from McDonald's. Motherfuckers were losing their mind like they haven't never had some Szechuan sauce before, ever. But, you know, the power of Rick and Morty and the power of that craze will do it to you. And it's the social media. Like, I wonder if Popeyes paid Lil Yachty and paid all these celebrities to endorse their shit and advertise it. Sorry, I had to pound some life fluid. The elixir of life, water. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if all these celebrities just got paid by Popeyes to super endorse it and hype that shit up. Because I was seeing how, like, on the Boondocks, remember they had that shit when they added a new spice to the chicken and everyone lost their mind? And he's like, you knew you was gonna have chicken. Why don't you have any motherfucking chicken? Let me see if I can find that clip real quick. Hold up. That shit was fucking funny. The fried chicken flu. Out of chicken. Shit. All right. Hold up. You're gonna get copyrighted for this.
Man, this chicken gonna be off the chain. I can't wait. I'm gonna get some chicken.
How many people are showing up
So
with this
kids
type of
don't know how lucky
reaction?
you have it. All my life, we only had 11 herbs and spices. This is a whole new. Oh man.
For those of you who can't see this, they showed up to like a full-on, just fucking jam-packed ass shit.
A 2-piece special with lots of hot sauce and all the fries you can get.
Wake up! It's almost chicken time.
What? I can't believe what you telling me. What? No way. No goddamn way. Hell no.
What is it?
These motherfuckers talking about they out of chicken. What? Listen.
Welcome to Colonel's Fried Chicken. Unfortunately, we are out of chicken at the moment. Please go wait until we have more chicken. Thank you. God bless.
They ran out of chicken?
Oh man, this is some old bullshit.
No chicken? You mean I ain't gonna be able to get that bucket?
How can they be out of chicken? It's Colonel's Fried Chicken.
This is outrageous.
See,
This is an outrage.
Hello.
I can picture this shit happen with the most like ignorant ass motherfuckers. It's just like the fattest motherfuckers. Like Popeye's chicken ain't that crazy, but I can already see the angry motherfuckers that don't have any chicken.
These fools done ran out of chicken.
Welcome to Colonel's Fried Chicken. Unfortunately,
I ain't saving this motherfucker until I get my chicken. I ain't got chicken too. I ain't got no job. You better get my chicken.
That's what they do. Keep screwing the little man. They're not going to get away with this.
You're right. Hey, it's time for us to fight back. Let's knock some motherfuckers out about this chicken.
We are.
Just knocking a motherfucker out over chicken. That's just some shit right there. So yeah, let me know if you tried the sandwich, because you know I'm in really no rush. And to be completely honest, I've been doing keto for about almost going on 2 months. I am weaning off of it, and I'm gonna be doing that. I guess the whole just dirty keto thing, you know, low sugar, low carbs, you know. And it's not like I needed to lose the weight. I mean, I've been big. I was at my heaviest. I was 285. Now and then started gaining a little bit of weight. And then I was back up to about 200 to 205 region. Wanted to get back to 190, 195. And now I'm actually at 185. So I've actually lost too much weight. Where now I need to start introducing carbs back into my diet just a little bit to go ahead and bulk up a little bit more and get, you know, put some muscle on. Start going back to the gym and actually, you know, working out. And it's been cool. But so I really can't enjoy that fried chicken, at least the ones that I'd want to. I've been eating a lot of grilled chicken or, you know, like some Wingstop fried chicken. But I can't have that battered shit. So, you know, let me know, because apparently that's what's popping on the block. There also was a tragedy in the NFL community. Cedric Benson and a passenger died in a motorcycle accident about a few weeks ago. I just watched a video on it from Flemlo Raps. I fuck with this channel on YouTube. Good content, especially if you like sports and you like kind of that documentary type of, you know, expose type shit. Has a good input on it. You know, he played football himself, you know, went to college, played football. I don't think he balled out too crazy and went like D1 or something, but you know, he did the JUCO and then went to a university. It's cool. Talks about Madden a little bit. So if you're into that type of content, check out Flemlo Raps. I actually found out about him through this dude called KTO. Again, just dope sports content on YouTube. So if you're into that, check him out. Let him know that the block is hot. Sent you over there. So yeah, rest in peace, Cedric Benson. He was a fucking, I know him mainly from the Bengals. You know, he was a player earlier on, different draft class. I think he was drafted like in 96. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan, but you know, just, you know, rest in peace to any athlete that loses their life. And just, you know, football players are, you know, it's a different type of breed. You know, if you ever played the game, you have respect for those that do play the game and put themselves through that type of, that type of abuse, for the love of the game. So rest in peace, Cedric Benson. In other news, there has been a fucking shock to the system. I'm going to definitely be talking about this even more with the homie L7 once he comes back on the show. Maybe even have my boy Kieran come over for a guest feature as well and be featured. But yeah, we got to talk about this. The motherfucking Marvel Cinematic Universe is in shambles. Complete shambles right now. This whole deal that fell through with Marvel and Sony is a clusterfuck to the Sony universe. And I mean, not Sony universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I've been seeing a lot of people saying how they don't care and this, that, and the third, and how they can always recast and we don't want to see that, okay? Before we had Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire was my fucking Spider-Man. That was my guy. Granted, the third Spider-Man wasn't the best one, wasn't that great, but it was still, Sam Raimi, he did a great job. The suit was great. Even for the time, the little CGI was fucking dope. Their spin on it was perfect. We had the Amazing Spider-Man, and we can kind of forget about that if we wanted to. It's kind of like the Incredible Hulk. We try to forget some of those older movies even existed. But once we got Tom Holland in Civil War to fucking don the Spidey suit and basically be introduced into the cinematic universe as a fucking Avenger, to have that stripped away from the fans is fucking terrible. And that's how you know that corporate greed is not what drives these fucking vessels that people love and cherish. Okay? It's the same way I feel about fucking Konami and Hideo Kojima. The piece of shit fucking company, which is Konami, fucked over Hideo Kojima. Okay? A franchise that he let them basically, was carrying that company as, for the 25 years, because they stopped making basically good Castlevania games and just, they moved into the mobile market and making Plinko fucking games and shit like that. Hideo Kojima had a quote, and I forgot it, and I know I'm gonna butcher it, but basically saying, when the world goes to shit, it's gonna be the creators that are the ones that keep the optimism in the world alive. If we had a nuclear holocaust tomorrow and just had fucking shit blowing up, or we're living in some post-apocalyptic Mad Max world, it's going to be the artists and the dreamers that paint and fucking bring beauty and love back into the world. Not the fucking technocratic fucking pieces of shit in Silicon Valley. They're just doing nothing but making crazy algorithms to track you and enslave you within a system they're creating to themselves to create personal gods within their own system, and not the fucking executives who are only thinking about their dollar and bottom line. Okay? That's not what's going to be the fucking savior in the end of the world. It's going to be the dreamers and the artists that can create things of beauty to fucking prolong happiness when everything else has gone fucking gone to shit. So that's right now how I feel, and the thing is, I'm on both sides of the argument. I can understand why Sony didn't want to take the deal. Essentially what happened before was when they signed on the rights and let them basically use Spider-Man in their movies, there was a clause that basically allowed Marvel to gain 5% of the opening gross, for that opening week, then they get it. But then they also have merchandising rights and they had the creative control. So, that's why he had Feige. He was basically, a key, he brought the vision back. Because prior to this resurgence of Spider-Man, it was a dying franchise. And I'm not saying dying as if it had any possibility of failing. But no one was really buying or talking about the Amazing Spider-Man and that new franchise that we had gotten. people were always referring back to the Tobey Maguire and just the idea of him being in the Avengers in the MCU. We know Sony has these properties, just like X-Men, just like Deadpool, and the Spider-Man franchise has a plethora of characters that are throughout the Marvel universe. So we have to look at it like that. And if Sony tries to reboot or revamp, it's like we're going to see Uncle Ben die for a fourth fucking time. You know, I don't want to see another Spider-Man origin story. I've already seen it, and I'm fine with what we got. You know? But they don't care. Now, Sony should still play their hardball. You know, as a business move, they have the right to do that. They have the right to try to get the most out of their property that they own. But at the same time, I don't believe that they own these properties. I believe me and you own these properties. The fans own these properties. The people that spend money time and time again to, you know, get that little bit of high of imagination and thrill or nostalgia if you're just trying to relive your glory days. But if you genuinely, you know, because the comic books aren't the same anymore. They do all these gender swapping and fucking race flipping where it just it's not even, it doesn't even feel original anymore, a lot of these storylines. You know, I've been reading a lot more alternative comics instead of Marvel just because it just seemed like the same boring bullshit. But to ruin what seems to be probably the next phase in a long line of Marvel movies. We had Spider-Man, who could have had the Amazing Spider-Man and then became the Ultimate Spider-Man when he's the leader of the Avengers. We could have had him go into his old age. We could have had them do the Spideyverse with all the Spider-Mans coming in together for one movie and then doing a Miles Morales. There's just so many things that could have been done that we're not doing because, or not we, that they're not doing is because of greed. It's pure greed. So I've noticed social media, you know, freaking out about this and kind of, you know, sharing the same stance that I have. You know, it's kind of fucked up that we've invested our time and energy into these franchises only to be basically, you know, basically get fucked. And I mean, I don't know about you, but at least take me out to dinner, buy me some chocolates, and kiss me on the cheek. I like to be wined and dined before I get fucked. That's the old South Park jag. So let me know how you guys feel. Send me a tweet. Let's talk about it on the Discord. I want to know for all y'all that are out there, how do you feel about the new changes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Let me know. Let's see. What else do we have on the docket for today? So this is something also that I had noticed while stumbling across YouTube and Reddit. And it's something that it makes a lot of sense seeing it when this article had came out. And this is a question I want to ask you guys. Do you think we're becoming programmed to accept the unacceptable? You may be thinking, Fame, what do you mean being programmed to accept the unacceptable? I'm not talking about someone liking someone of the other sex, someone thinking that they are another sex. I'm talking about the unacceptable, the abominations, the things that we were taught to at all point know that they are not human. I'm talking about fucking vampires. Okay? Are we being programmed to accept vampires and potential shape-shifting aliens or entities? This is a very serious question. Look at the way that the media has been programming us to accept vampirism and fall in love with them, like the changing of the vampire. Now, when I was growing up, I was a huge fan of Blade, and I did like 30 Days a Night. I liked all the whole like zombies, vampire, like the violent, gory stuff as a kid. You know, it was exciting. Even Dracula, old school Dracula. But it was always known that, they're undead demon spawn. They have no soul. They can live forever. They drink blood. They're very eloquent, articulate, because they've survived generations and seen empires rise and fall. But we've always known that, yes, they can possess traits. Even if you're reading the Dresden Files, it talks about different factions and types of vampires that you wouldn't know about unless you actually read into the ancient lore. So it actually ties ancient lore into current lore and then puts it all on the table for you in a way that's kind of tangible and you can actually digest and chew. So imagine the Twilight era. She falls in love with a vampire, and then you have all these little girls falling in love with vampires. You have all these, just trends of vampirism with True Blood. What was that other one? There's a third show about vampires. But regardless, before we even go off on a tangent of how many vampire shows have been out, just the idea of falling in love with a vampire, seeing as that they're not that bad, or it wouldn't be that bad to be a vampire. All these things that are happening. Hold on, let me go ahead and pull this up. So basically, in 2015, in Reuters magazine, an article was published. It's titled, "Vampires Keep Doctors in the Dark for Fear of Stereotyping." This is a study in Reuters. Okay? And apparently this is how it starts. It's not easy being a vampire, and even harder to come out of the coffin to a physician or therapist for fear they will misinterpret stupid pop-ups. They will misinterpret the habit of ingesting the blood of willing donors or succumb to stereotyping, a study finds. The research is led by DJ Williams, Director of Social Work at the Idaho State University. He indicates that people who identify themselves as real vampires, that is, needing others' blood to gain energy, would not disclose their practices to those in the helping professions and risk reactions that, like ridicule, discussing a possible diagnosis of mental illness. Okay? Williams, who has studied self-identified vampires for nearly a decade, finds that they come from every walk of life and profession, including doctors, attorneys, candlestick makers. They are successful and ordinary people, except they are very, very tired. That's apparently the chief reason they find a consenting adult who will allow them to use a scalpel to make tiny incisions in the chest area so they can ingest a small amount of blood for energy, the study found. So what the fuck is this? Like, what kind of sick fuck is this? Like, I used to hear Alex Jones talk about them being vampires back in the day. I've heard Sam refer them to vampires. I've heard other channels on YouTube refer to them as vampires. And it's really got me thinking, like, okay, chemtrails. I don't care what you say about contrails. I've seen chemtrails. I've seen a bright blue sky and then a fucking shitload of planes flying over and then looking up later and just seeing streaks everywhere. Okay, that's not a contrail. All right, you can try to believe what you want to just make yourself feel better or to make the world less gray than it really is. But they're spraying some shit up there, and imagine if they have the ability to start shielding out the sun. And this is purely on some conspiracy fun shit. But just imagine that scenario. If you've been programmed to accept vampires and everything else under the sun as wherever the fuck people want to identify as, and they're slowly dimming the sun, because the whole point about the sun and vampires, the UV rays kill them. They can't go out. What if by us tinting the sun or the light and by creating an artificial atmosphere and cloud seeding, we're now putting up a shield that would allow vampires to be basically daywalkers and walk amongst us? The amount of people that have been going missing has still been going up. And if you haven't read the books Missing 411 or, listened to any of the podcasts, I believe his name is David Sterling. Forgot. Let's see. Just don't fuck it up. David Politis. That's what it was. And he's coming out with a new movie about hunters. That's all I'm saying is that you should look into this. CanAmMissing.com is his website that basically has all the information you need. But imagine if all those people going missing are getting caught up and they're being abducted by quote unquote vampires, vampire communities, vampire sex, human trafficking. What if it's not all for sex? What if it's to groom and harvest these people and children to be basically donors? Those are things that, as crazy as they sound on the conspiracy level, if we really want to play the game and have some fun with it, you gotta think about it. I talk with a lot of passion because I can truly try to connect the dots into some type of plausible, reality. I'm not trying to force it, but if we look at a lot of things, you can say, hey, maybe. And that's all I'm about. Y'all should know that by now. I'm not about absolutes. I don't like talking in absolutes. I always like to talk with at least, that 1% of skepticism, People will tell you that the sky is blue. What the fuck is the sky? Tell me, what is the sky? Don't tell me about the atmosphere. Don't tell me about, the different levels, within our atmosphere. I'm talking about, and don't tell me how it's a reflection and yada yada. I'm just saying, what is the sky? And is the sky blue, or is that just a reflection? And if so, then the sky is not blue. The sky has no color. The sky is the sky. We just interpret it as a blue. Because when the sun goes down, it's black. So the sky has no color, but again, we've programmed our mind to say the sky is blue. But it's because we look up and we see blue color that we've registered as blue, but is the physical or what we call sky blue? Now, if you can't get your mind wrapped around that, you're just saying, "Oh, you tweaking right now, you tripping on something, you smoke too much," or something No. Words are powerful and words have meaning, and you have to remember that. So think about that the next time someone tells you some shit, or someone uses a word that seems out of place. And I'm not talking about the people you talk with on a normal day to day, because odds are these people are just living their regular life. They sleep, they really don't know about anything. They look at all conspiracies to be dumb, even though there's some conspiracies that we haven't been able to hard factually prove, but there's so much evidence that it's bro, if you just look at all the evidence, you're more gullible to say that it's not true. Just like this whole Epstein thing, when you have politicians and shit going yeah, I don't believe, conspiracies are one thing, but sometimes this shit ain't a fucking conspiracy. It just is what it is. So really, really look at it. Vampires, giants. You got companies and corporations like CERN with their Super Hadron Collider. They were at a point saying that the things we're tailoring on the board where we think where science is basically becoming, it's tying into the realms of religion and ancient teachings and fairy tales. So if that's the case, why are we even still trying to fuck with some of this? Just leave it alone. Like, obviously, we're fucking with shit that is way too complex. So let's just chill. You know, just chill a little bit. But we ain't chill. We trying to break that barrier. That's why we're trying to go to the moon. That's why they say they think the moon is a satellite. Doesn't make sense to be in the orbit that it is. Why we can only see one side. For all we know, there's a whole base on the backside of the moon, a whole city of shit that we just haven't seen. They're probably getting ready to take all these motherfuckers off the fucking earth. All these elite motherfuckers on some Elysium shit. They're gonna be living on the moon, creating artificial. I bet they're probably terraforming the backside. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole backside of the moon, because the backside of the moon does get sun, is just that since we only see one side, it's always dark at that time. But nah, like the backside of the moon does get sun. Just imagine that it's just like you turn it around and it's like a bunch of green shit because they've been terraforming it, and the actual atmosphere on the moon we can breathe, but you wouldn't know because there's no plants on that side. There's no green. Or if there's just like some big ass dome with a bunch of green shit in it. You know, that's just the type of shit that I be thinking about sometimes. Like, and I'm talking about when I'm just like not on my phone, just chilling, looking up at the sky or bored. Like, there's so much shit that's possible in the world, but you know, our minds can't even comprehend it. Like, every time I watch a movie and I see some crazy sci-fi shit with the secret back room, like all the white rooms with the key card entrances, and like that shit exists. But, you know, we're not going to see it. And the thing is, like, you don't even want to see it. Like, you don't want to be in that area. Like, really, I'm not a real, like, I haven't been a real, like, preachy person when it comes to, like, spirituality and shit. But I'm really starting to fuck with the frequencies and vibrations. Like, that's something that I'm really starting to fuck with. Like, really trying to meditate and get my shit in order and just, like, really try to connect with my higher self. You know, and I know that sounds corny to a lot of people, but I don't know. It's one of those things where, you know, I've been living my life not doing it for so long. Who's to say I can't just do it for a little bit and see what happens? If it's better, if it betters me, cool. If it doesn't, well, shit. I didn't lose anything, right? But you know what? I think that's where I'm actually going to end this episode of the podcast at. I don't think I have anything. Let me check my docket list. I don't think I got anything left. Yeah, that was basically it. I mean, it's been just a kind of slow week for me. Chilling. You know, got the Raiders and Hard Knocks. So for all my football fans out there, we back in this shit. Oh yeah, also that's what we can talk about real quick. So Jay-Z is now doing business with the NFL. With that being said, can I now watch my motherfucking football in peace? That's all I want. All I want to do is tune in for motherfucking the first game of the season for my Oakland Raiders, soon to be the Las Vegas Raiders. I want to see them beat the shit out of the Denver Broncos. That's all I want. That's all I want. And then I want to choke the shit out of my friend Dom. As the Raiders are running the ball down their throats, I want to be choking the shit out of his throat, saying, look at it. Look at your motherfuckers lose. But nah, it's all going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun. But yeah, man, that's just something where people have been saying on this fucking social media tip, oh, this nigga needs to try to get Colin Kaepernick his job back, woo-de-woo. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. And then also I'm hearing other side stories saying how he's taken away from the issue of Colin Kaepernick by doing it and not getting the job back. It's like, oh, well, now we're forgetting the issue. Like, we get it. I do. Like, I know why he was taking a knee. He was doing it in regards to police brutality and how we need to change things. And the light has still been shined on police brutality, and it still exists. However, you gotta take a step. You know, everyone. I feel like we live in an age where everyone wants instantaneous results and doesn't want to work for anything. as far as, or they're too, they do everything of pride. You know, when our grandparents were marching in the civil rights, or at least my grandparents were, you know, with MLK, they knew that shit was going to take time, and that's where we are today, where they can see the fruits of their labor. Like, they set the groundwork for civil rights, and now look at us. You know, look at the rights and freedoms that we have today and are able to enjoy in 2019. You know, all these young minorities able to get this money in other different avenues. Like, but everyone today just wants to be able to reap the benefits of the work they're doing in their young age. Like, they just want to basically start some shit or be a SJW and like try to stand up for a cause and get that recognition, and not like, it doesn't work like that, you know, because there's going to be, like, I even tell people now, like, you think racism is just going to die? Like, it's going to be another 150 years, probably, maybe 200, because you know what's going to happen? That racist motherfucker that may pretend to not be racist is going to have kids, and he's still going to instill that racism in his kids, and they're not going to understand until they get old enough to realize what had happened, but they're still going to have that little back part in their mind that's going to be portraying racist or, you know, stereotype traits of someone who's a bigot. Like, you know, you may say those people or them people, like, in the worst ways, or just make off-cuff, you know, like, just really bad jokes, but he thinks he's funny, but he doesn't understand it. He's just like, and it just happens. Like, and that's why I think right now people just need to accept where we are. Like, I have people say some shit to me sometimes. It's like, bro, like, if I didn't know that you were trying to just make conversation, and like, you obviously don't know black people, so you're just trying to like, just, you know, start conversation. Cool. I'm not going to get on your head for that. You know, you start asking me about my J's or some shit and think, oh, you know, so like, why do all black people like Jordans? Like, what, nigga, if you don't stop, like, everybody likes Jordans to a degree. Like, but that's a whole nother side story. So, I don't know. I think right now is just to get a seat at the table with the NFL and start changing the structure of that league. Because at the end of the day, that league does fuck players the most. You know, baseball players got a better shot. Basketball players have a great shot. You know, soccer players if you're an international soccer player, goddamn, you the shit. Hockey players got it good. Like, it just seems like NFL players have it the worst off, and it's just fucked up that it's like that, seeing how that's basically America's game. We dedicate a whole fucking day to them, and the least they can do is take care of their players after they retire, or if they get any type of serious injury. And I know that they do have other stuff like that out there, but again, it just needs to be better, especially for a company that's making that much dough, you know, and their bottom end is, you know, doing well. And that's just my end. Like, don't give Jay-Z too much fucking credit. Like, he's literally just one guy, and he's there for social media networking and basically, you know, Super Bowl shit and trying to be in touch with the culture and what people want, especially since they fucked up last year and didn't give us that sweet victory that we really deserve. You know damn well don't want to hear no fucking Travis Scott on that, some dumbass shit. So yeah, man, let me try to get us a fucking joint to ride out with. You know what, just to wrap it up on some dope ass fucking kind of gangsta shit with a West Coast vibe, of course. I think I'm gonna bang out some Triz. Yeah, I'm gonna go with some Triz. So, this has been another episode of the Block is Hot podcast, and I am your boy, Famous Amos, aka Mr. Unidentified, aka your mother's last mistake, aka Billy Bordeaux, aka He Went That Way, aka Pinky, and aka Soul Brother number 3. It has been a pleasure. All of y'all, my internet friends, go ahead and shake hands by hitting the like button, sharing it on social media, joining more people in our conversation, and soon we are going to be starting that block chat where through Discord or through a message you guys can leave, you know, we can really get more intimate on this podcast and thing, you know, become one, become a unified force, and let everybody know that when the block is hot, you know where to find the good shit. All right, we out of here. Tune in next week for another episode dropping on time. on Wednesday. This is Triz. Can't sit with us because you other podcast niggas can't sit with us. Not really. All y'all other podcasting niggas can sit with us. We're really friendly over here. I just wanted to bang out some cool shit. All right. Peace.
Ace Beats, nigga. Money and shit, nigga. We in here lit though. I'm all fuck. Wavy, fool. New West.
G shit, I'm a product of the inland. The homies talk about it, but nigga, I went and did it. I was in the lab spitting while niggas was in their feelings. Getting head by this chick I was feeling, that's how I kick it. Roll bomb weed and hassle beautiful women. We take them out on dates just to fuck them, that's how we live it. Grind for $1, my nigga, we gotta get it. Anybody in the way of my money is who I'm killing. Murder on waxing, anybody a victim. Lyrical assassin, verbally I'm a villain. Ride till I die, my nigga, I'm never finished. Really with it, anybody who want it can come and get it. Been dope, roger that, nigga tenfold. Smoke out the window, blow with my kinfolk. Niggas changing up on me, I'm on my shit though. I should probably trip on the niggas, I'm always lit though. I'm in my zone, I don't give a fuck. Niggas got their feelings up, mad cause they feeling us. And niggas can't sit with us, niggas can't get with us, niggas ain't been with us. I'm in my zone, I don't give a fuck. Niggas got their feelings up, mad cause they feeling us. And niggas can't sit with us, niggas can't get with us, niggas ain't been with us. Hey, but fuck it, I ain't tripping. I'm out of town getting this money and paying tickets. Troubled as a teen, was always getting suspended. I would kick it in detention, reciting and spitting writtens. I was chasing dreams while niggas was chasing bitches. The homies hated on me, supported me from a distance. Never bought an album or even a fucking ticket to a show, but they can go to a party looking for bitches. Me and my nigga Ace killing shit, and it's vivid. Charted top 30, but nigga, we fucking did it. Make our own money, deciding on where to spend it. Major labels eat a dick, we don't need them, we independent. Grind till I die or till they give me a sentence. Fuck it, they don't feel it, I feel it, and I ain't tripping. Niggas wearing dresses and twerking, but I don't get it. Whoever knew this world would be taken over by some bitches. I'm in my zone, I don't give a fuck. Niggas got their feelings up, mad cause they feeling us. And niggas can't sit with us, niggas can't get with us, niggas ain't been with us. I'm in my zone, I don't give a fuck. Niggas got their feelings up, mad cause they feeling us. And niggas can't sit with us, niggas can't get with us, niggas ain't been with us. Triz! Every time me and Ace get in the fucking studio, do this song, something like this. Then we got that nigga Monty to put his shit on it. You know what I mean? Like, listen to that shit though. What shit, fool? I ain't gonna never change my shit, nigga. Independent bitch. Straight up. Make my own money, nigga. Spend my own money, I don't need nobody telling me to do shit. New West.